Hi, Sputnik Africa.
The International Festival of African People's Culture, AFROFEST, was held in Russia for the 4th time. Music, food, dancing and masterclasses allowed guests to immerse themselves in the customs and traditions of the continent. On a global scale, the festival provides a platform to foster cultural and business connections between Russia and Africa. Extending far beyond mere entertainment, Sputnik attended the festival and spoke with its guests.
What does African culture mean to you?
African culture is very broad. It's coming together. It signifies unity. There are varieties of food, dresses, so it's beautiful.
Such unstoppable positivity, joy, and probably dancing. It's a very vibrant culture. There are lots of emotions, lots of movement, and lots of colors. Everything is very bright and sunny, and they bring that here as well.
Africa has a lot of things to explore, their foods, their culture, the dress, the attire. So I can say African is super exciting and nice.
I'll just tell you that I've even dreamt of Africa at night. Africa kind of always runs parallel with us. It is such a rich and beautiful continent.
You know, African culture for me is all about spirituality, originality, about my source of inspiration, energy. I have people right behind me, praying for me, standing in for me. That's what Africa is for me.
And for me, the first word that comes to my mind when you ask me about Africa is freedom. This mental freedom, even freedom from time, if you know what I'm talking about. It's also unity. In Africa, everybody is like one big family, no matter what country you're from. And they also adopt other people like me from Russia. And the third thing is, of course, confidence, knowing who you are, where you're from, knowing your ancestors, knowing your culture, and be proud of it.
African culture is a connection with traditions, communication with nature, and respect for animals. It's music, dances, bright colors. It's togetherness and family traditions.
African culture, like from where I am from Africa, we are rich in agriculture. African culture is our heritage. It's rich in agriculture, the costume, the dance, the languages. So it's a very rich culture, and I love it.
To what degree would you describe Russians and Africans as brothers, sisters?
I think the relationship between Russians and Africans is getting better and better because, you know, there's been a lot more Africans coming into Russia, and these Africans can now work, and Russians are beginning to see that Africans are trustworthy, they are hardworking, they are gentle, they're not aggressive. So I think, yeah, and then of course, in the political sphere, Mr. Putin has been developing a relationship with Africa and Africans.
The relationship between Africans and Nigerians is a good relationship because they allowed us to come to their country and live and study. And they're nice people. We relate, even the fact we can't speak Russian, but we still relate with Russians and we try to speak Russian with them. I feel the relationship between Russian and Nigerian is very, very nice and good.
Well, I would say yes, because they open more opportunities to Africans to come to them and they associate with them. So I say yes. The relationship is not bad because I see Russians to be nice people. Like, they treat us nice, like here, they want to take pictures with us, and they love our culture.
The common thing that right now that I see is cooperation. Both sides, they're all open to cooperation, and they're all really open to changes, to interesting things. So is with the Russians as well. They're very interested in getting to know Africa as a continent and every different country that is also interested.
Yes, I think that's undeniable. The Russian people themselves have deep roots from various countries and continents. Here at the festival, there are such beautiful girls. My husband and I are artists. We walk around, get inspired, and think that maybe we'll create some portraits, paintings on this theme. I am amazed by this festival. Thank you very much for finally holding it here.
I honestly think that Russians and Africans are made for each other, not only because of us and this kind of union as a family, but also because both of us and our countries have a lot to learn from each other.
Yes, overall, I think we are friends. We even have a scientific institute, and we exchange with each other, and we like to study culture, and we are happy about guests from Africa.
And I can say the relationship with Russia and Africa is very good because they have a lot of African people study, and it's very, very good. And Russian people take it very friendly.
All people are close to each other despite their skin color, despite different languages. Everyone can find common ground with each other.
My advice to the Russians: interact with the Africans, get to know them more, understand the mentality, the culture, the dynamics in which some of the different countries operate in, and I think that's the basic must-do for Russians that really want to know more about Africa as a whole and Africa just culturally.